I don't know how it started, but I've always had this love affair with Baltimore. I don't know if it's the city paper, which I read regularly. For some reason, I'm addicted to the Murder Inc. column.
That's awesome. We also like it.
Yeah, and I applied to try to intern there. I don't know how many times, but it's, being from Canada presents a lot of problems. But so you guys are from Baltimore. I guess we should start by introducing yourselves to readers.
Casey Harvey, guitar.
Anna Connor, guitar and vocals.
Matthew Davis, drums.
Rachel Harvey, bass.
All right, and so the first thing that I'm reading about Thrushes, that you were coerced to start this band. Is that how it worked? That you had been asking and asking and asking.
Yeah.
And then, so I was wondering, what was it that made you finally sort of jump into and start Thrushes?
We all played a pickup game of baseball, and Rachel and Casey have been playing baseball, this pickup game, for a long time, and I kind of just joined in that summer, and I think that Rachel finally consented after, I don't know how long Casey had been asking her, and so they were just looking to kind of fill out whatever they wanted to do. And it just kind of happened organically from there. We've known Matt for a really long time, since high school. So,
Are you all big baseball fans? Orioles fans, or what?
Well, these guys are.
We love the Orioles, but it was really just kind of for fun.
It's a tough time to be an O's fan.
Yeah.
Tough time to be an O's fan. Yeah, I mean, we were all in bands like years ago, and really hadn't done anything in a while. So I think it was, we played in bands in high school and through college and stuff like that. And it was like, we got jobs and everything else, kind of did what we had to do, and then it was like, well, we should probably think about playing music again. It was good. So,
well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask, was in between, when you were involved with the all-ages indie scene in Baltimore, what did you end up sort of moving on to and starting off? Like, what did you...
Rachel moved away. She went to, she did her undergrad at UMass, so she was up there for a while. And then we all just kind of went to college and got jobs and did the regular stuff.
Growing up stuff.
Once I got rolling, though, it was great. Like, Casey and I were like, hey, Anna, I want to be in a band. And then she was like, yeah. And then we called Matt up and said, want to be in a band? He was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we were like, who's going to sing? And Anna was like, I could try.
And now I've been following the Baltimore music scene for a while, but I don't know if it's something that, people, especially in Halifax, really have their, finger on the pulse of. So maybe you can tell us, the readers in Halifax, what's going on in Baltimore. Because, once you look a little bit more closely, it's really, really interesting and quite unlike a lot of other cities.
Yeah, the neat thing about Baltimore is it's still fairly inexpensive to live. Which is good. There's a lot of jobs to be had, a lot of decent paying jobs. It's close to DC. I mean, we're 45 minutes from DC, an hour and a half from Philly, 3 hours from New York. So it's, it's got kind of the perfect storm of everything. There's a lot of colleges there. There's a big art college there, so that's going on. And Baltimore is just kind of a scrappy kind of a town. Not a lot of long-standing big venues to play at, a lot of house shows, a lot of clubs that are there for a year, closed down, reopened, closed down, all over the place. So, and there's really no specific, overriding Baltimore sound. Like, there's no Baltimore Discord Records or DC sound in Baltimore. So it's kind of freeing to just do what you want to do. There's no archetype of what you should sound like a Philly band or a DC band or anything like that.
Well, it sounds very much, except for the proximity to large, huge cities, very much like Halifax. And I don't know, is this all your first time in Halifax?
Yeah. You guys are way out here.
It's great. I love it.
It was fun today, besides the rain.
Oh, well, you have to take that with the city.
Okay.
That's the true experience right
The
there.
frozen rain.
Yep. And it just rains all day, as you see. It doesn't, it doesn't let. But, we got the harbor, very industrial. So I always feel like there's sort of a bond there. But I guess, what's on tap for Thrushes now? What are you up to next? Leaving Halifax, sort of short-term and long-term.
Well, we just, the first record came out about 2 years ago. We just got out of the studio. about a month ago. We finished tracking about a month ago for the next record, and we've been mixing it for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We're mixing at J. Robbins' studio in Baltimore, which is really exciting for us. And that should be out hopefully in the spring. So next record will be out, and hopefully we'll be playing some more and getting it going.
All right. And I think, is there anything else that readers should know about Thrushes before we wrap this up?
Thank you, Halifax.
You had a fun time?
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.